Looking to buy or sell real estate in the Spruce Grove market? You definitely want to hear these real estate market trends from this summer as we roll into fall. Summer usually gets a bit sleepy with holidays, kids home, the sun out, and many of us would rather enjoy outside fun instead of moving. But school and routines are back, so let's jump right in. This data may surprise you given the interest rates, but there are other variables making a big difference in our market. Quite surprisingly, actually. So stay with me, because knowledge is power. And at the end of this video, I'll share info that will be important to you as a buyer, seller, or investor. Instead of using data that lumps Spruce Grove into Edmonton and surrounding areas, I'm using stats specific to Spruce Grove. This means you'll have more relevant information. I get to do double the videos, and lucky you will have more to watch. I'll be using data that includes all residential, so that's condos and houses combined, to see how the market behaved this summer. Starting with inventory, you'll see that July had the highest with 212 units for sale. August came down a bit, but was still 18% lower than the 5-year average. This doesn't surprise me, as many of us realtors have buyers in limbo just waiting for a property to hit the market that will fit their criteria. Or many properties are even selling before it hits the MLS, because us realtors are busy behind the scenes collaborating and working to find our buyers homes and getting them pending before they even hit the market. It isn't uncommon that the number of new listings and sales decrease in July and August. It's summertime, we're having fun, and it's not really the time that everybody wants to buy and sell houses. Next, let's take a look at buyer demand. It isn't shocking that the number of sales decreased slightly from June onwards. There were 91 sales in Spruce Grove in August. This is up from 67 last August and higher than the 5-year average of 74 in August. Even with the higher interest rates, buyers are still taking action. It's just that more of them have chosen a lower price point than they may have a year or two ago. Months of supply is a great stat to give you a quick feel for a market. It tells you how many months it would take for homes currently listed to sell, based on the current average number of sales. And a number between 4 and 6 months means it's a balanced market. As you can see in August, it was 2.23 months for Spruce Grove. It was slightly lower in June at 1.9, but that often happens as buyers try to snap up homes before summer arrives. This means Spruce Grove is still a seller's market. Less supply, quicker sales, multiple offers, homes selling before they hit the MLS, and some price increases on quality homes. Using the stat that includes Edmonton and surrounding areas combined, the August month of supply was 3.27, which is closer to a balanced market. This is why I prefer to give you micro-level content. It's more relevant for determining your strategy and knowing how to respond in that market as a buyer or seller. Average sold price is good, but I find it's important to quickly cross-reference it with the median sold price to make sure there weren't any anomaly sales that could skew the results. Looking at Spruce Grove this summer, the average and median sale price were similar. The average sold price was pretty consistent this summer, in the high 300s to low 400s. For August, the average sold price was 406,936. This is 4% higher than last year and up 8.23% from the 5-year August average of 375,965. Next, we have the average sale to list price ratio, which tells us how close to the asking price that a home sold for. As you can see, this remained pretty consistent all summer, staying just below 99%. As I've said before, seller strategy can impact this one a bit if they're purposely listing low to draw in multiples to then sell over list. That can make the sold stats look amazing, but it isn't a truly accurate picture of the market. Days on market is great for guiding how quick decisions need to be made. In Spruce, this August, it took an average of 45 days for a home to sell, which was pretty consistent most of the summer. It's interesting because this time actually went up 36.4% from last August, which was at 33 days. In a seller's market, shortening condition dates can be a buyer strategy, but these days this has proven to be out of our control. Lenders are taking longer, even with pre-approvals, or won't give full pre-approval, and it has become a greater norm that buyers need to extend their financing conditions. I've heard it's due to staffing and resource challenges with lenders, but regardless, things just seem to be taking longer, which means more patience and grace has been needed. Usually agreeing to a slight extension on a condition is better than starting over again with a new buyer. All right, if you're thinking about buying real estate in the next little bit, most mortgage rates went up this summer, and in August we saw a range from 5.29 to 6.34, depending on the term and if it's insured or conventional. Time will tell how inflation stats react and if we'll see further increases. So if you are an active buyer, it's a great idea to call your lender and explore a rate hold. Usually these are for 90 days. Here are a few more numbers to paint the real estate market picture for you. Inflation, which went up slightly to 3.3%. The Bank of Canada has been increasing the overnight rate to try to control this, but the September announcement was no increase, thankfully. Their goal is 2% for inflation, but honestly, who knows what will happen? Or will the pendulum swing too far and lead to greater negative impact on consumers? Only time will tell. Prime rate impacted variable rate mortgages and home equity lines of credit. Prime went up from 6.7 in June and is now sitting at 7.2%. Fixed rate mortgages are tied to bond yields, which are sitting around 3.8%. And if bond yield goes up, it tends to cause increases in fixed rate mortgages. Wow, nothing like a truckload of data to start off September. But it's honestly important because things tend to pick up again until the cold and snow arrive, of course. And now, get ready to hear this number. It's honestly going to shock you. Did you know that in Q1 of 2023, net migration into Alberta was 51,718 compared to 16,821 in Q1 of last year? That's an increase of 207.5%. And guess what? All of these people will need a place to live. And the stats for Spruce Grove are performing great. More and more people are moving to this young, vibrant community. Now, knowing all of this information, I'll give you some tips to make sure you can put your best foot forward in this market. 1, 100% get your pre-approval letter in writing. If they haven't asked for your T4s, job letter, etc., it's not a full pre-approval. More and more sellers are requiring this with the offers so that sellers' properties don't get tied up for 2 weeks with buyers that never could have bought it from the beginning anyways. And it also significantly strengthens your offer. Number 2, when you're making an offer on a home, remember that no home is perfect, even brand new. Have a plan and savings or purchase plus improvements mortgage for doing any needed repairs, because many lenders are not allowing holdbacks, only price reductions. And price reductions won't put money back in your pocket to fix anything. Actually, stay tuned for a video on that topic later. But as a smaller city, many homes sell before hitting the MLS, so it can be helpful to be connected to a local realtor that has the inside information. As you may sense, I enjoy evaluating the numbers and looking at the economic fundamentals, which is pretty important when you're a realtor or an investor. If you're thinking about selling and want to know your home's current value, you can reach out with no strings attached. Or if you aren't looking to sell, but you want to stay in the loop on neighborhood sales, I can do that for you in a matter of seconds. And if you're a buyer looking to purchase or just want information to get started, I'm here for that too. If you haven't got enough of me yet, feel free to check out my other videos. I will be posting a variety of helpful content regularly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.